Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So this channel, Every Data Science, is all about trying to learn the different concepts involved in science by practicing a lot of questions. In this video, I'm going to solve this question and start a scratch regarding number of workers by department starting in April or later, both using Python as well as MySQL, and try to walk you through how we can develop solutions to such problems. The difficulty level of this question is easy. This question has been asked in Amazon interviews, and it's a great question if you are preparing for data engineer, data scientist, BI analyst, or data analyst roles. Okay, let's jump right in. The question reads, find the number of workers by department who joined in or after April. Output the department name along with the corresponding number of workers. Sort the records based on number of workers in descending order. So we are given a data frame called worker with and our expected output is a pandas data frame with two different columns, department and number of workers, and it should be sorted by number of workers in descending manner. Okay, let's look at this data frame worker. So it has several columns, worker ID, which like seems to be the primary key, and then first name, last name, salary, joining date, and department, right? So what we need to do is, since we are using Python to do this, right, initially, so firstly we should make a column which basically extracts the month from this joining date, because the question does not say after a particular date. It says in or after a particular month, that is April. So that means if you look at this data, so you have 2014 data, you also have 2015 data, right? So it is not saying that after April of 2014 how many people joined in each department. No, it is saying in or after April, right? So that means for every year by department how many people are joining in or after April, right? So that is what we need to do, and that is why we need that month column. So what we can do is, let's get the month column, right? So let's make a month column, which is basically take the column called joining date, right? Called joining date. And since the data type of this joining date is date time, you can incorporate the dot month method right now. So dot date time dot month, it will basically extract the month out of it, and let's see what do we have here, right? So now if you look at it, you have the month extracted out. Now once we have this, then we can perform a Boolean indexing, because we are only concerned about rows where month is greater than or equal to 4, because April is the 4th month, right? So let's perform a Boolean indexing and take month column should be greater than or equal to 4. Let me run this. So it will give you, okay, so all those rows where month was 4 or more, right? Now once we have this, then we need for every department how many people joined, right? So we dot group by, right, dot group by the department column, and then take the worker ID column, right? Take the worker ID column, and you can go ahead and do dot count, because most likely it is going to be, this worker ID is going to be a primary key, which mean non-null unique values, right? So even if you do count, it is going to count distinct values in any way. But since this question does not mention that explicitly, right, so then what we need to make it generalized, let's do the distinct count. So the way to do distinct count is using n unique, right? So dot n unique, right? And since we are doing a group by department, to get that as column, because we need that in our output, right? So we need to do dot reset index. Let me go ahead and run this. Let's see what do we have. So every department, and even though this says worker ID, because we counted the worker ID, but it's actually the number of workers. So the first thing is, let's rename this to whatever is required in the output. So dot rename, right? And then what do we want to rename? Columns, and let's provide the key value pairs. So from worker ID, change it to number of workers, right? Let me go ahead and run this. Let's see what do we have. So now this is changed, but we also need to sort this in descending manner, right, by number of workers. So dot sort values by, right, so by which column, since you have renamed it, right? So now number of workers, and in descending manner, so we write ascending is equal to false. Let me go ahead and run this. Let's see what do we have. Okay, so now if you look at it, our output is same as expected output. Let me go ahead and submit it to Swiss, pass all the test cases. Yeah, so if you look at it, everything is green, and this is how we do it. Now let's look at how the corresponding code looks like in MySQL. Okay, so if you look at it, same question, expected output is same as well. If you preview this table worker, you have the same information. So again, from this, what do we need to do is, firstly, we are only concerned with those rows where month is 4 or more, right? So from this table called worker, we are only going to keep those rows where month of the joining date is greater than or equal to 4, right? And then what do we need to do is group by, right? Now you group by the department column, right? Group by the department column, return the department, right? And then you count distinct worker ID, right? Again, same logic why we are doing distinct here, because even though this seems like this is a primary key, but just to be sure and make our solution work in every condition, so distinct worker ID, let's alias this as whatever is required in our output, so number of workers, and this also needs to be sorted by number of workers, so order by number of workers in descending manner. Okay, let me go ahead and run this. Okay, so now if we look at it, our output is same as expected output. Let me go ahead and submit it if it passes all the test cases. So yeah, everything is green, and this is how we do it. So not a very difficult question. All we had to do was, from this table or data frame called worker, we, extracted out only those rows where joining date month is 4 or more, because question says number of workers by department starting in April or later, and that is for every particular year, right? So once we had that, then we return the department and count the distinct worker ID and alias this as number of workers, right? So yeah, this is how we do it. Let me know if there is a better way or a more efficient way you can think of to solve this question. Let the solution be in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video.